Are you serious? Are you serious? All right, guys, February 10th, last night, 3 apocalyptic events were taking place in the heavens. One of them was this. You're looking at a beautiful picture by Carl Treviso. This is a snow moon. Beautiful picture. Absolutely gorgeous. He is a professional photographer. I mean, he's excellent with his film and pictures. And there you see it. That was the snow moon last night. Now, while that was happening, Comet 45P was approaching the Earth, and early this morning had its closest approach to the Earth. So people were watching Comet 45P approaching the Earth while a snow moon was happening, and then 2 hours later, a lunar eclipse in the heavens. Signs in the sun and the moon and in the stars. Distress of nations with perplexity. The sea and the waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after the things that are coming upon the earth, for the power of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall we see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. When these things begin to come to pass, he says, look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. We're living in the last days. And these 3 apocalyptic signs in the heavens, all on their own, rare enough, but to have them the same night, unbelievable. Give your life to Christ. He's coming soon. Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, 650 whales have been stranded along the coastline of New Zealand in the last 2 days. 240 of those coming ashore and stranded all along the coastline this morning. It has baffled people. Nobody knows what's going on. They can't figure out what's causing it. And we don't know how many of these whales are going to die. It's been an incredible, there's a ton of people, volunteers out there trying every way in the world to help get the whales back out to sea. But we've seen these things before, but I'll tell you something. Usually it comes just before a major earthquake. I remember a few years ago this happening, and it happened, and it happened 99 whales. I'm sorry about that. 99 whales, and when it happened, we had a major earthquake that hit New Zealand, hit Christchurch, New Zealand, about a 7.4, if I'm right, and about 140 some people were killed. So anyway, let's just pray. We really need to pray about this. We know the Hosea prophecy says, because there's no truth, there's no mercy, and there's no knowledge of God in the land, because of the swearing, the lying, the killing, the stealing, and committing adultery, the Lord said he breaks out, blood touches blood. Therefore, the land is going to mourn. It's going to languish with the beasts of the field, with the fowls of heaven, yea, and the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. You see, the Lord, and so, I don't know, we've been watching and witnessing mass animal deaths. They've been going on all over the world, and they continue. There's been, I forgot how many tons of fish down in Chile. Just incredible amounts. And you know what? This has been going on. I did a video 2 days ago. I went through the entire month of January. There was 53 mass animal deaths in the month of January in 25 countries of the world. Birds, fish, cattle, dolphins, whales, huge turtles, pelicans, turkeys, ducks. I mean, you name it. Fish everywhere. It just doesn't stop. And it's been going on now for 6 solid years. So, anyway, the word of the Lord said this would happen, and it is happening. It's in the Bible, Hosea chapter 4, verses 1, 2, and 3. I even wrote a book called the Hosea Prophecy, in which I explain and share with you not only the scripture and the prophecy and the word, but I go through countless amounts of animal deaths and things that just kind of help bring about the realization when the first 5,000 blackbirds fell out of the sky in Beebe, Arkansas on New Year's Eve, just before midnight. that brought in the year 2011, which was maybe one of the more prophetic years we've had in a long time. That's the same year that the huge tsunami and earthquake hit Japan and Fukushima. It's the year of the Arab Spring. It's the year the lakes started turning blood red down in Texas, and it kept on happening around the world. Just an incredible prophetic year. So anyway, time is running out. Give your life to Jesus Christ, folks, please. And start living, okay? Come to the Lord and start walking in the blessing. The devil is a liar. Time is running out. Are you saved? Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, we have information just now coming in. There has been breaking news situation. A 6.7 earthquake has just hit the Philippines. A 6.7 earthquake, very powerful. Now, it was 27.9 kilometers deep. It just hit minutes ago. And it's a very fluid situation. I see now the U.S. Geological Survey has just downsized it to 6.5. So this powerful quake, only 27.9 kilometers deep, has just shaken the Philippines. And tsunami alert concerns, possibly. We're going to have to, it just happened. So I'm going to have to do some research. It's a very fluid situation. We don't know if it's caused damage, to structures. We don't know that. Or has it created a tsunami? We don't know that. This is a very powerful, strong quake. You can expect aftershocks to follow it. Now remember, folks, today is February 10th. This is the triple threat. This is the apocalyptic signs, I believe, that are in the heavens. It's not like it's something major that's going to take place, but it's very rare that these three events would happen in the same evening. But tonight you're going to have the approaching of Comet 45P. Comet 45P Honda is approaching the Earth, getting very close. Sometime later into the early morning hours of Saturday morning of February 11th, it will actually make its closest approach to the Earth. But it's approaching very close tonight. That's Comet 45P Honda. If you have a small telescope or binoculars, you should be able to see it. Also, tonight, there's going to be a what's called a snow moon. It's when the moon becomes very, very silver color, and it's going to happen this evening, called the snow moon. And then after the snow moon, there's going to be a lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse is going to last about 2 hours. Now, that does have impact on the tides and the pressures that are on the Earth. It's possible that the approaching comet is also putting pressure on the Earth, and it's certainly, and here's why, because as BP Earthwatch has explained, when a comet is going, anytime a comet goes by the sun reacts with solar flares and solar streams and a lot of bursting of energy. As this comet comes close to the Earth, it's putting us in the path of the sun to where the sun could react toward the comet, which if it did, it would send all that energy right at the Earth. So there's the potential for some very high ultraviolet rays, some very high CMEs, a lot of pressure. So besides the comet bringing pressure from the sun, we have a lunar eclipse, which thus affects the tides, affects the pressures coming from the moon. Now, Jesus said it this way, and this is why there's an article written about me. It's in the Express in the United Kingdom, and I'll put the link below. Now, they kind of exaggerate a little bit, but they're saying basically, hey, there's a pastor who sees that there's some apocalyptic signs going on in the heavens, reminding his followers that the coming of Jesus Christ is near. And this is true. Matter of fact, Jesus said it this way in Luke 21:25-28. He said, "For there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity, the sea, the waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things that are coming upon the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken." All right? "Then shall you see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory." When these things begin to come to pass, he said, "Look up, lift up your head, for your redemption draweth nigh." So these are the exact events taking place. We're seeing, again, the sun, the moon, the stars, comets, lunar eclipses, snow moons, and pressure on the earth. And now we've just had an earthquake, a megaquake, 6.5 according to the U.S. Geological Survey in the Philippines, could cause the sea and the waves to roar. And there's another thing going on that nobody wants to hardly talk about, and they're hiding it from you guys. There's a hurricane hitting the North Pole. It's so rare, it's almost insanely impossible. And it's happening as we speak. So there's a lot going on today. February 10th, 2017. You better keep looking up. Your redemption draweth nigh. Do not miss today's live broadcast. Starts at 12 noon Eastern. I'm going to try to get some information about this. If possible, I might even try to get a hold of BP Earthwatch, Jesse, and see if he would come on the show for a little while and help us break down these three signs in the heavens, and then the fact that we've had this earthquake, and could we expect more quakes from all of this pressure and activity taking place in the heavens. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We're certainly living in the last days. This is a breaking news report. I'll be back. God bless.